This video is going to look at how you can use the Team Drives feature within your Google Drive to make sharing files and projects with your colleagues much simpler. So you might notice that now in Google Drive along the left, underneath My Drive, you now have Team Drives. Just click on Team Drives to go into any Team Drives that you have. To add a Team Drive, you can go over the Team Drives and right-click and choose New Team Drive, and now give your team drive a name and click Create, and then it will go ahead and take you into that new drive. Now you'll notice over here I have the one team drive that I had, and then I have the second team drive that I just created. When I'm in my home page, I have both of them listed here. So once you have your team drive created, you're going to want to go ahead and add your members. And this is one of the most important steps with team drives, is adding your members and setting their permissions. So when you click on plus members, it will load the add members screen. You can add them using their email address, just the way you're used to adding collaborators on different projects. And then I can set their permissions here as full, edit access, comment access, or view access. And so let's take a minute and talk about what is allowed with those 4 different permissions, so that way you understand what the different permissions are that you can give your team drive members. So looking at the access levels, the first one I want to talk about is the full access. This is similar to the owner in regular Google Drive. So when you own a folder, own a file, this access level is going to give you all of those permissions. So someone with full access to your team drive can move files into the team drive, and they can move files out of the team drive. They can change the access permissions for specific documents and also grant access to those documents to people outside of Team Drive. They can add, move, and delete folders within the Team Drive, and they can share outside of the drive with regular options of edit, view, and comment. Edit is the next level down in access. Someone with edit permissions can edit all of the documents. They can download the documents, however, they cannot delete any documents. And this is the ability to delete or remove things is really what sets the full and the edit apart. They can make copies of files and place those copies in their personal drive. They can share outside of the drive with regular options, and they can add but not delete or move folders as well. Someone with comment access can open and comment or make suggestions on all of your files. They can download all of the files, and they can make copies and place copies in their personal drive of all of the files. And then someone with the view permissions can just open any file, they can download any file, and they can make a copy and add that copy to their personal drive. So those are the 4 basic permission levels within Team Drives that you'll want to think about when you're setting your drive up. So back here in my page, I'm going to go ahead and just type in a couple names and grant them access. If you're going to grant different permissions, it might make sense to just add them all and then edit the specific individual access afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and add some names just to show how to do that. So I've added some names. I'm just going to put them all as full. You can choose to notify them or not. I'm going to click Send. So now I've added those members. I can see up here that it shows that 10 members have been added. If I want to manage those members, I can just click on that number and my management box comes up. This is where I can now go through this list and limit access based on what I want people to be able to do. So you just choose the name and decide what access you want, and you can then vary that access based on what you want to give them. If you want to add someone to the team drive later, you can also continue to add members here. You can also continue to add members using the Add button right here. So the thing to remember is the big advantage with Team Drive is that you give these permissions and everyone has that for everything that's there within the drive. An important thing to note is once you add files or folders into your team drive, then the owner of those in the original My Drive, it's no longer the owner. It now becomes owned by the team drive. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So I'm going to add a file here. So I have nothing. It says your team drive is empty, add files. Easy way to add a folder or a file is just to right click right where there's nothing, and you can choose add a folder or upload files or upload folder. So I'm just going to add a folder to get going and create that folder. Now I have a folder within the team drive. If I click back into my regular drive, I can move something from here into that drive if I would like. Now, as I said before, it's important to remember once I move it over there, it's not here in my drive. It's now only accessible within the team drive, and everyone within that drive has whatever access that I've given them for the entire drive. So just for practice, I'm going to grab this sample presentation here and click move. I'm going to go back to my full list and choose team drives. I'm going to choose our sample drive and the sample folder and click move here. To be able to move these files, you do need to be the owner of the file. So I click move and it moved that. So now that example only lives within my team drive. So when I switch back over to that team drive folder, here it is right here. Now, since I have full access to this drive, I can also move it back into my regular drive if I don't need it in the team drive anymore. Same process. I right click, I choose move to, use my back arrow to get back to where I see my drive, and then I can move that into there. Now it's not in my team drive anymore, and it's back in my drive. So let's go ahead and just make a quick project here so we can look at the different ways we share it and how that's different within team drives versus my drive. And now I go over to my share button. Click share. You'll notice that this now looks different than what it used to look like when you're in regular My Drive. So here I can add the names to share the sample project, but everyone in the team drive has access. So if I click on who has access, it will show Glass Classroom example, that's the team drive, and that there are 10 members there, and here's the access that they all have. So everyone with full access is listed as full edit capabilities. Debbie was listed as comment, and Amelia was listed as view only. So those permissions all hold true to everything that gets created within the team drive. Now you'll also notice that link sharing here is turned off. And so to access my link sharing, I need to click on that. And then here I need to toggle this on. And it updates. And so now I have my link, and it says that people at Springfield Public Schools R12 with the link can view. Just like with the old sharing, you can choose from the drop down to change it to they can edit, they can comment, or they can view. This does not give them access to the team drive. It just gives them access to this document within the team drive. Now, if I want to make it visible to people outside of my domain, outside of Springfield Public Schools, then I need to come and click this box that says allow external access. When I click that box, you notice that this line here changed, and now it says anyone with the link can view. Again, I have my drop-down menu. I can choose that and choose anyone with a link can edit, can comment, or can view. So it's very similar to how things were in the traditional drive. It's the same verbiage. It's just getting to those links. There's a couple different clicks. I can also, if I don't want to do the link, I can just start typing in email addresses and start adding people that way using their Google logins. Also on this screen, you'll notice the 3 dots up here. If I click on those 3 dots, it says restrict download, print, and copy actions on this file for commenters and viewers. If I choose this button, that means that people who I have listed as commenters and viewers are not going to be able to download it, print it, or make copies. Okay, I'm going to switch back into the drive to show a couple other features. So you'll notice here, I'm in the drive. I'm going to go to the main folder for the drive. If I choose this arrow right here, I can come down, I can rename it, I can view the trash, or I can change the theme. And so if I come over here, I can pick from gallery, can make it personalized to what I want to do. I'll choose that option. It changes the theme here. It also changes the overall image here on my home Team Drives page. Now, let's say you want to delete your drive. I'm going to right-click the drive, and notice that Delete Team Drive is grayed out. So Team Drive's grayed out. I can't delete it. The reason I can't delete it is because there's stuff in the drive. A drive can't be deleted when there are any files or folders, and this is a safeguard. So let's say that I know that I'm ready to get rid of it. I'm going to delete everything that's within the drive, including the folders. And now when I come here, I can choose Delete Team Drive, and we'll be able to delete that drive. And so I hope this gives you an overview of how you can use the Team Drives feature within your Google Drive to automatically give collaborative groups permissions for everything that exists within the drive. This is great for collaborative teams, whether it be your grade level teams, departmental teams, building PLC teams. Any of those settings would be excellent to use Team Drives. And the great thing about it is since not one person owns everything, should someone leave the district or go to a different school, the entire team still has access to everything there within the Team Drive. And that's how you can utilize the Team Drives feature within Google Drive.